From Engadget, Twitter confirms it intends to close deal with Elon Musk. Twitter has again agreed to let Elon Musk buy the company. They say the agreement follows months of legal drama after Musk tried to back out of his original agreement to buy the company for $44 billion this spring. The two sides were set to go to trial later this month as Twitter attempted to force Musk to keep up his end of the agreement. Musk had claimed Twitter had misled him about the number of bots on the platform and had raised concerns about issues disclosed by the company's former head of security who filed a whistleblower complaint. So Twitter Investor Relations tweets, Twitter issued this statement about today's news. We have received a letter from the Musk parties, which they have filed with the SEC. The intention of the company is to close the transaction at $54.20 per share. The question, why did Elon Musk try backing out, go into this big legal drama, and then abruptly just agree to the original sale price? I mean, my attitude was, couldn't he have at least tried to lower the price? Like, oh, okay, we're going to go to court. It's going to be a waste of time. How about we do $50 per share, call it a day? Twitter would have been like, okay, fine. Just, well, if you agree to that, then we're going to get an approval from the shareholders and then we're done. Instead, he just comes out and like, yeah, it's good. Just full thing, whatever. Why? What's going on here? Was it because he was embarrassed by the leaked text messages or what?
I'm an optimist. I think he wanted to expose the bots. But
why back out? Why?
Well, there's a number of theories. The corporate media is running with a theory that he was hiding from disclosure, that already the text messages that were released were allegedly embarrassing and that he didn't want more disclosure. That's one of the theories that's out there by the corporate media that they're touting as the truth. But I think personally, I think a lot of it had to do with the spat that he had with the Ukrainian president, especially with him trying to offer some kind of negotiation or peace deal, bring that conversation to the forefront, where he was dogpiled by the NPCs and by the corporate establishment that, of course, punished him and tried to make him seem like a bad guy because he was trying to prevent a nuclear war. So that to me was just absurd to see that kind of conversation unfold with Zelensky's advisor literally sending out a photo of him photoshopped as a Ukrainian traitor. That's crazy.
In handcuffs.
Handcuffs.
But I mean, come on, Luke. Guys, you agree with me, right? There's too many people. You know, nuclear war would be a good thing. Just too many of them. You know?
Okay, Bill Gates Jr. there. but you know, this is another thing to understand here around the Elon Musk Ukraine controversy, because Elon Musk provided Ukraine with Starlink, which a lot of military analysts and experts are saying is one of the reasons why Ukrainians are having such major victories inside of this larger proxy war between Russia, because of the GPS, satellite tracking, the weapon systems all depend on the internet. And the Google CEO, Eric Schmidt, former Google CEO, who's also working on the Pentagon Lead Defense Innovation Board, came out and said that Elon Musk is the true hero when it comes to the war in Ukraine. So to have the Ukrainian president, to have his advisors, to have the Ukrainian people lash out at him and punish him when he already contributed so much to the Ukrainian people for this conflict is really something that I think might have hurt Elon Musk and might have added to this larger decision for him to buy Twitter, since, of course, he was painted as the boogeyman, as the bad guy for trying to prevent a nuclear war.
Yeah, diplomacy nowadays is so rare that they frame it as treason.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm really happy about Elon Musk buying Twitter finally. I think I've been waiting for this for a long time. But, you know, he is kind of the bad guy because I've lost like 2,500 followers within the past day. So he has some explaining to do. I don't know why a lot of us, I think, here, and Spike Cohen, the VP candidate for the Libertarian Party in 2020, tweeted out that he had lost 2,000 followers too. So I don't know what the theory is for why that's happening. Perhaps Twitter's cleaning up all the bots and hiding that so that when Elon Musk takes control, he'll look under the hood. And
I got two conspiracy theories for you. One is anti-Elon, one is pro-Elon. All right, we'll start with the anti-Elon one first. Elon Musk announces he wants to buy Twitter because he really does. He says, I'm going to buy it at $54 a share. He then tries to back out and plays this big game, which ultimately saw Twitter's stock drop down into like the mid-30s or something like this. One of the things we heard with this deal, Elon is going to some of the other investors, like there was that Saudi prince, I think, and he's telling them, vote to let this go private. Keep your shares. I'm gonna buy up as much as I can, and then you can keep yours if you agree to take the company private, because I'm gonna fix it, and then when it goes public again, your stocks are gonna be worth way more. So the idea is he doesn't need to buy every single share from every single person if he can work out these agreements with the big investors. So the stock price drops 35. A bunch of people hearing the news he's going to do this start buying up stock at the cheap price, thinking, ooh, maybe I'll get a chance to hold on to this when it goes private because, then once it goes public again, I'll make a bunch of money. And Elon then basically knows if a ton of people buy at the low rate, agree with him to take it private, he doesn't need to buy their shares. It's going to save him a ton of money. Now, I don't know if that's possible, if it makes sense. I was talking to Will Chamberlain about it. He says, no. I was talking to him in the context of he does this. His buddies buy up from people at $35. Then, knowing they're not going to have to sell to Elon, that them holding it basically allows them to take it private. And he said it's a really bad time to try and do any kind of financial malfeasance because you're under such scrutiny. But maybe. That's why I said conspiracy theory. Here's the other one. Elon Musk was talking about bots. Luke pointed this out. He was saying, hey, vote on this. Should Ukraine offer up some kind of peace agreement? He was saying that...
Should the people of Ukraine vote?
But no, he's saying the UN should oversee the Donbass region elections, and then Crimea should be returned to Russia as it's been for a long time. And then the Ukrainians started attacking him. He gets dogpiled. Originally, the poll says, yes, let's have peace. But then all of a sudden it flips to no peace, no agreement. Elon says the bots came out in force for this one. I'm wondering if that was it. I mean, look, he's been playing games this lawsuit for a long time. If he was really concerned with the lawsuit, wouldn't he have just conceded a long time ago? So I'm wondering if he saw this and he got really, really pissed off at a bunch of bots voting to say yes to potentially nuclear World War III. And he's like, I'm buying it. And he's going to go in because bots are what he's been complaining about for the longest time. And he's just going to wipe the slate on all these bots. And then he's going to bring Donald Trump back.
Do you think Donald Trump will hurt or help the stock price?
Well, he'll help it. He'll help it.
No, it's
for
going to
sure.
skyrocket.
Yeah, he was their bread and butter before when he had an account.
Yeah, but I don't think Trump would do it. I don't think Trump will come back.
No.
Because
think he likes Truth Social.
But it's not just that. It's like, don't they have DWAC or whatever? Trump World Acquisition Corp, Digital World Acquisition Corp or something like that.
Well, Trump also made a public statement saying, I don't want to be back on Twitter. I won't be back on Twitter even if Elon Musk buys Twitter. He said this a couple of months ago. I don't know if his opinion changed, especially with, all the presidential races. I think, we understand the importance of big tech social media. So does Elon Musk. And there was a couple of things leading up to this. Before the whole spite between Ukraine and Elon Musk, he sent out a meme a couple of days ago that said, those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it, yet those who do study history are doomed to stand by helplessly while everyone else repeats it.
Mm-hmm.
So
him,
after posting that meme, came up with a proposition to bring peace to Ukraine. It wasn't a perfect proposition, but at least the conversation started. There hasn't been a conversation on peace deals. There have been a lot of peace deals offered that were very close to being achieved, especially one by Turkey, especially one that the Ukrainians and Russians agreed to. Western powers said no. Western media is saying no peace. And their strategy here isn't really a smart one. It's let's push Putin into a corner. That's phase one. Phase two, phase three, we don't know what that is yet, but let's just escalate this situation. And it's mind-boggling. It's so crazy that out of everything that's happening right now, hey, we have a situation that is bringing us on the brink of nuclear war. Hey, let's repeat those same policies and double down on them.
It is exactly the underpants gnomes where they have the one like, we're going to do this, and then the next line is the question marks, and then the final line is profit.
Yeah, step one, steal underpants. Step two, question mark. Step three, profit.
Exactly, that's the one.
So I was thinking about this with nuclear war and how they're really, really advocating for this conflict. They really don't want any kind of settlement arrangement. And I was thinking also about, depopulation conspiracies and things like that. And what I like to say is the only difference between what's actually happening in a conspiracy theory is the conspiracy theory implies intent. If you remove the hypothesis of intent from an individual, you no longer have a conspiracy theory. You have literally what's happening. So, for example, what's going on with everything on the left? Telling farmers not to farm when there's a food shortage, sterilizing kids, aborting kids, advocating war. If you want to say it's because they intend to reduce the population, okay, that's a conspiracy theory. If you say, I don't know why they're doing it, but the end result is the reduction of population, well, that's literally what's happening. So I thought about something interesting. I have a series of tweets that I tweet frequently where I just, I tweet things that I kind of feel are like, they should be cancelable things, like Like I tweeted several times, have you considered spaying and neutering your kids to prevent overpopulation? And I've tweeted things like the upside to abortion is that there's too many children and we need less people on the planet. Like these should be things that anyone ever said seriously. People should be like, whoa, come on. But there's not only does it break no rules on Twitter to ask people to like consider sterilizing their children, there's no outrage from the media at all. I was thinking about this. I was like, I bet if I tweet things like war is good because there's too many people, they will completely ignore it. If I tweet it's great that children are being sterilized, they'll completely, lo and behold, the media doesn't care one bit. There's no smears, no cancellation. I don't know what their intent is, but for whatever reason, everything is pointing in one direction. These actions will result in much less people.
Have you ever been suspended for anything like that, or any of the tweets removed? Have you ever been suspended from Twitter, or?
I've been locked out. When they banned the groomer stuff, they retroactively enforced it against me. And so I had to delete the tweet. And I'm like, I don't care about Twitter. Like people are like, leave your messages up. I'm like, dude, it's Twitter. I'll just say something else weird. I don't know. So I just took them down. It's whatever.
You got to misspell it. That's the trick.
You have to write in code.
I mean, you can just keep changing the word. It's like Grover's.
Yep. Exactly.
So like taking a step back, I mean, Elon Musk started this whole conversation about acquiring Twitter because he said it was so important. It's the public sphere. We have to have great discussion. It's how we uphold democracy. Why not buy the whole school system and have a better investment, because we have millions of kids going to government schools where they're being indoctrinated to think like socialists when they grow up. And I think that's even more detrimental to society than the public sphere when it comes to Twitter. The thing is, the public school system is way too expensive. Elon Musk can't even afford it.
No. I mean, imagine where you could buy with $44 billion. How many politicians could you get in your lap? How many of them can you have barking and jumping up and down when you tell them to jump? I think all of them. You have enough money, you could have done that. But I think he also understands that big tech social media is a power that is even beyond the U.S. government when it comes to flexing its ability to influence society. And you could even see through the disclosures, through the text messages that were received, him saying, quote, he wants to rein in big tech. These are the words of Elon Musk from the text messages that were released. He's saying, quote, our public square needs not to have arbitrary sketch censorship, and that, quote, what we have right now is hidden corruption.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.